As businesses start to reopen, a lot of you are still worried about getting sick, and some of you could be turning to products with immunity boosters to keep you healthy. But don't trust all of them. Consumer reporter John Matarese looks into what works and what you need to avoid.
Everyone is trying to stay healthy these days to ward off COVID-19. So are there any supplements that could help you in your fight?
Shoppers in those long grocery lines are seeing the National Enquirer headline shouting, "Coronavirus cures finally found." Then why are we all fighting over toilet paper and staying home?
That's potential.
Dr. Carl Fichtenbaum is an infectious disease specialist and warns there is no cure or vaccine yet.
It's not clear that there's any sort of supplement or anything that you can do that will necessarily protect you from coronavirus.
But quack cures keep popping up online. The FTC shut down Reverend Jim Bakker's ads for silver solution gels, which claim to be effective against the virus. And the New York Attorney General has ordered Alex Jones of InfoWars to stop selling coronavirus treatments.
Doctors, pharmacists, and health food stores remind us that there is nothing proven to prevent coronavirus. However, they say there are some supplements that you can take that at least can boost your immune system.
It's $6.83.
We found Andrea Allen stocking up on natural supplements.
I also increased my vitamin C.
Manager Bob Craig has seen a flood of new customers in recent weeks, but he warns all of them that he's not hawking anything as coronavirus prevention.
I don't want to give anybody false hopes. You know, as best as we can do is to help you get your body healthy enough that if something comes along, it can fend it off.
He shows customers his large selection of herbal teas and natural multivitamins that may help boost immunity. His biggest seller, good old vitamin C.
They're having some promise with large doses of vitamin C and also elderberry. Those two really are what people are hitting on.
Bottom line, exercise, get rest, eat your vegetables, and take vitamins. Mom was probably right. As always, don't waste your money. I'm John Matarese for H-Town Rush.